Yes, people. How are we all? How are we all doing? Well, another game to go through, another game to talk about. West Brom, Carlos Corberan's West Brom. Ooh, toughen. How will we fare? Let's just get into it. Why wait? Let's go. Well, this year is the lineup I've gone with, and I'll be really honest with you guys. Carlos Corberan is a tricky customer. Two different games. The first game of the season versus Blackburn, he played a 4-2-3-1, which is what I've gone with. Blackburn also played a 4-2-3-1, so he matched up. However, against Swansea, he played a 3-4-3. Swansea also played with three at the back with two wing backs as well, so he kind of matched up in that sense. So it's hard to decipher what Carlos Corberan will play. For the sake of simplicity and an argument, I guess I'm just going to go with 4-2-3-1. It could quite simply be three at the back with two wing backs. It could easily be that for sure, and it might actually be that. But for the sake of matching up, I think he might match up what we do potentially as well. I'm just going to go with 4-2-3-1. Might not be, but that is what it is. And this is what I've gone with in terms of personnel. And again, a tough one. He's played a lot of players this year, Carlos Corberan, which would suggest two things. They have depth, but also suggest that he's not fully sure on the formation or the side, which is best suited yet. Good team, actually. Good championship team here. Connor Townsend is me today. Probably one of their better players at left back there, running up and down that wing endlessly. He will do that all game. More so with a back five, so maybe even a back five might not as much. Dallin Furlong, we all know, he came through as a young man. Decent fullback. Ajaya, we know. Kipre, people will be aware of. Good midfield again. Jason Malumbe and Yoselu. Yukoslu. Jeez, I can't speak. Yukoslu. Now, they've got a few injury problems up top with Thomas Asante being doubtful for the game. He picked up an injury last week, and Carlos Corberan said he rolled his ankle in training, I believe, or was it in the game? One of the two. So he's a doubt. I don't know why Jed Wallace has an injury thing next to him. That shouldn't be there. Ignore that. Also, he mentioned during his press conference that Josh Madger, who they signed on a free this season, is also a doubt and has not got more than 20 minutes in his legs at the moment, whether he's baiting us potentially. But they're two big misses for them. So up front, I'm going with Matt Phillips, who is predominantly a winger. But this leaves space for their main man for me, which is John Swift, who you can see the star there. And Jeremy Sarmiento, player who they got, who's on loan from Brighton, and he's a very good player. And I think he's edging closer to a start for them. So trying to decipher what they'll go with is hard. There's a lot of options and the more physical option. Chalobah in the central midfielder. But I just think Jason Malumbi's been really good this year. I doubt he's going to drop him. I think that's a good pairing. Maybe he might push him further forward and put Chalobah in the two in midfield potentially. I think that might be a good option actually. There's a lot of ways this could go, but this is just what I've gone with. This is not secure. This is just what I think might happen. Decent lineup. Jed Wallace, good player as well. This is the depth. I'll move my head down here. This is the depth here. As you can see, Daryl Dyke for them is injured, so he will not be about. Brandon Thomas Asante is a doubt. Graded Diangana, is a doubt. Josh Madger, fitness again. Nathan Chalobah there. We all know Alex Moat. This guy could start for sure. You know, there's some options in there which could switch his team around. Eric Peters as well has been playing. So we'll see how that goes. If it's a back three, Eric Peters will definitely play on that left side of the centre-backs with Townsend pushing up. That will happen. Dangers. And this is what I picked out. I picked out John Swift. And again, I'm thinking about us as a side and how they could exploit us. John Swift is a very good technical player. He progressively... You know, he starts on the left, but as you can see, he will drop deep on that left side to create chances and build the play up from the back, being that progressive player in their side. He will also pop up in other positions, very fluid up there, very free roll kind of thing. There's a lot of off-the-ball movement in a Carlos Corberan side. That is something we have to understand and try to deal with in the game, or we'll just get overrun in certain areas. Key accurate passes, 25, 29, 86%, which is very good, especially for a guy who progresses the ball a lot. And key passes, he had three key passes against Swansea. And the highest player after him was two or three players who had one each. Just one. It's clear their creative force in the side is John Swift. If they bring Ceramento in as well, he's also a very creative force as well. So that's interesting. But John Swift is a very good player technically on the ball. Other dangers I've got is attacking set pieces. They scored 2 goals at the weekend from attacking set pieces, which we'll get into more detail in a second. We have to be good at set pieces on both ends. Physicality, as you can see, the guys just below over there, very physical side, especially in that midfield area. If Chalobah comes in as well, Matt Phillips, is a very physical player. Townsend on the wings, physical intensity, will run and run and run. If we get into a physical battle with West Brom, we will lose. In my opinion, I don't think we want the game to go to an end-to-end physical fight. I think they have the better players right now fit to beat us in that system. I think Carlos Corberan will like that chaos. So we need to not allow that to happen. And Townsend there is overlaps and build up is something you need to watch out. Other dangerous press after losing the ball. So when they lose the ball in attacking situations, so they're attacking, they've lost it. What they will do is they will initiate a high press. So they won't back off straight away. The first 5 to 10 seconds is they will do everything in their power to get that ball back in high areas. And this is why you'll see something in a minute about throw-ins. They like to create a lot of throw-ins because in attacking throw-ins, you can dominate an area and you can suffocate the opponent in your attacking half. So we have to watch out for the press. When we're in vulnerable areas, they will do it and they will not let us out of our defensive area, which is where we need calmness and good players on the ball in those areas to beat the press. So there's the key dangers I picked out personally. So looking here at set pieces. So this is from throw-ins, and throw-ins is a big thing for them. And as you can see here, so this is from a throw-in. The throw-in's obviously on the side by the corner flag. West Brom really packed. There's 2 or 3 players in this area. So they're really aiming the throwing to Ajayi there, who does win this header. Now, but what happens after this is a constant. So he wins the header and flicks it back. The next header is also won by a West Brom player, who flicks it to the back post, who is then also won by another West Brom player. So that's 3 instances in a row they've won a header in the box, attackingly in an attacking sense. Then what happens when they head the final one here, heads it across the box to Ajayi, who is still in this area here, and he taps it into the side of the net. So this is something for me that we have to watch out for. They will try to dominate areas in set pieces from throw-ins or corners. This is an example from a corner. Look where they're packed. They're in the white. Everyone is at this, and I promise you, there's no one at the back post. They enjoy chaos. They enjoy getting the area, like smothering areas to dominate. And we have to be good in these set piece areas here. We cannot allow 3 headers in a row. We have to win the first ball. If not, we have to win the second ball, or they will score, or they will be in a position to score a goal, as both of these goals against Swansea showed. So we have to be careful there. Really do. Set pieces, they're a threat. Now, another one, their press. So, and they're an interesting side because they don't always press. It's not a consistent press. It's more of a situational press. Now, they also have a very good block, a low block kind of thing, mid block, where they will be hard to break down. But if you've got the ball in vulnerable areas like Blackburn did here, they, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a very man-for-man press. They want to suffocate that area, not let you out. And you can see here the ball came from there out to, I can't remember the guy on the wing, fullback for Blackburn, but the ball came to him. Townsend is right up on him. This is what I mean by the formation, where I think they'll go man for man. Right up on him. Literally a blanket of 3 players against 2 in that, dominating that area in terms of having a numerical advantage when pressing, right? 1 here, 1 on him, 1 here, 1 on him, and then the guy ready for anything in here, him ready to pounce on him, and him ready to pounce on him, and him on him. So, and the next phase, they win the ball back because there's no way out of it, because they won this numerical advantage of a press and they couldn't get out. But that is something we have to watch out for. Again, it's situational. They won't do it all the time. They'll do it when they've won the ball high up, or they think there's a position to keep the opponents in their defensive third. They will initiate a press. Another thing, this is also from a set piece, from a throw-in as well. These are 2 fullbacks. And again, it's about from throw-ins or from set pieces, dominating, and once they're in the final third, really adapting the side to have extra attacking players in there, as you can see. 1 fullback, 2 fullback, and I think this is Ajayi as well. So they really press and they really express themselves when they think they can get into the final third. They're not a possession side. They will do that and they will do their best to dominate in these areas and really use an advantage by bringing extra players into that. Very committed side. I put high man-to-man press, as you can see there. Use set pieces to attack, like with throw-ins. If they get thrown in the final third, they will commit players forward and they will try and create something from that, whether it's a long ball into the box and then suffocate in the box, or simply just overloads in attacking areas through a throwing. Off the ball movement is very good. They're not a great team in terms of holding possession of the ball, or they don't like to. So what they do is they rely on off the ball movement and smart movement from players to keep the ball and to create chances in games. Sorry, you can't read that. I've just realised. Yeah, that's what it says down there. You see. Now, some little graphics here from the previous two games. They played very different, but there's some consistent aspects of their game. As you can see, Blackburn here versus West Brom. Now, what Blackburn did, and you can see when they scored their 2 goals in, honestly, the space of 30 seconds. West Brom had the ball at the back. Blackburn initiated a press, and they lost it, and they scored. Then from kickoff, West Brom had the ball, went to the back. Blackburn pressed, won the ball again, high up in the press, and scored in the space of a minute. They went 2-0 down in the space of a minute, if that. Like 30 seconds. Ridiculous. Both from high pressing goals. That is definitely something Daniel Farke will look at and have to exploit, because that is clearly a weakness in their side. They're not a side who is very good in possession. They can create good movements through off-the-ball movement and get the ball up quickly. They can do that. That is a danger. They're not a team that likes slow build-up and slow progression. As you can see here, in the first half, they had the best of the ball, but not to any real progression. Didn't create any big chances from it. Now, in the second half was different. You know, Blackburn, it was more end-to-end, but Blackburn had the better of the chances. But the point is, if you look at the possession here, where is it? 41% in the game again against Swansea, 42%. They don't have a lot of the ball. They really don't. They really rely on moments in games. And you're looking at these moments here. 1, 2, 3 moments in a game to score a goal. Again, against Swansea, 1, 2, 3. And a penalty. Moments to create goals. This is what they rely on. Swansea absolutely dominated in that second half in terms of possession and in terms of expected goals and expected assists, as you can see. You know, they've had the least of both of those in each game. So this is something we have to take into account. We have to understand. And personally, again, I think we have to dominate the ball. I think we have to be progressive with it, though. We have to take risks in this game. So they'll happily sit in their block. Now, throw-ins is an interesting one. I know everyone's going, what? What are you on about? Trust me. So in each game, in the first game, they had 34 throw-ins. In the second game, they had 27 to 15. Almost double each time the opposition's throw-ins. Now, this tells me 2 things. A lot of their build-up play is predominantly done using width, right? So when they do go and attack, there's nothing really in the middle. And this is shown here by, this is Matt Phillips. This is Asante in the first game as a striker, playing the striker role, very hardly in the box. Matt Phillips in the second game, playing striker, not in the box. So they struggle to create chances in terms of in the box, unless it's from set pieces. A lot of their play comes from wide areas. And again, this comes from building up from wide, creating overloads in wide areas, using throw-ins as an advantage to keep the ball in an area and then get bodies forward. So, and this shows here with the throw-ins. So we have to watch out for that. We have to be alert, very alert on throw-ins and set-piece scenarios, right? Something we have to watch out for. Because they're not a team that will dominate the ball, but they will create big chances in a little amount of chances they have. Possession lost as well. For a side that only has 40% possession on average in a game, they lost the ball more than their opponents. This shows, again, their willingness to build the ball up slowly and create slow chances. They like to move fast. They like to take risks, which could work off if you're not on it. So we have to be on it in that sense. They're not great in possession. We have to exploit that. We have to dominate the ball. And when we lose the ball, we have to win it back quickly. Not allow them to attack. Final one here. How do we win? The best part. Right. This is how we win. Right. I'm telling you right now, this is how we'll win, guys. Dominate the ball. For me, you've got to dominate the ball against this side. I do not want a box-to-box, end-to-end game. They will beat us at that. For me, they will beat us right now. The personnel we have, where they're having their progression, we're not ready for that. We're not ready for that. So they will dominate the ball. We will dominate the ball and we will have a better chance of winning. We have to dominate the ball, but we have to be progressive and effective with it. How will we deal with transitions, the press? How will we deal when they decide to press? How will we deal with when they have set pieces in our areas, including throw-ins? How will we deal when they lose the ball in attack and we have it in defence and they're already high up and they press us? How are we dealing with that? We've got to deal with it, or that's where their goals will come from. I highly doubt their goal will come from a 30-pass move where they've outplayed us. If it does, there's serious issues because they don't do that. Okay, we have to be good in wide areas, which predominantly might be our weakness, especially down that right side, getting exposed with an overload as well. We have to be on it. Be expressive in the final third. They have a block. Look, as you can see here, this is their block. So after they've done the press, they'll sit in this block here. This was a 5 at the back, which they also could play, and the 3 there and the 2 up top. And I think they might play that given we're a possession side, but I don't know. We have to be patient in these areas, but there's also areas to exploit. It's quite a immobile back 5. It's not something that is clearly built on solidity. It's built on a positional awareness, right? So each player is close to each other. Each player is in a good block. But I don't think they're the best players to be in this position. I'll be honest with you. I think we can get at them, is what I'm saying. I think if you look at the wide areas, if we can get a 1v1 in these wide areas with the fullbacks, I honestly think a little creative players in here, we can beat them in that sense. Our wingers have to have a good game 1v1. We have to be progressive. We might have to. Rodon on the ball here is a big thing, a big player to have for us in this situation. When a team's playing a block, if your centre-back drives out with the ball, that's an extra man then, an extra spare man that they were not expecting. So Joe Rodon is a big role in this side to progress the ball for us, for me. Make the most of set pieces. I talked about their defending set pieces, attacking set pieces, but defending them. Guys, I have not got any clips or any pictures, but I promise you, Swansea should have scored 4 from corners the other day. They were not good in set pieces. Not good. And Swansea actually scored from a set piece. They were not good from set pieces defensively. They look all over the place. We have to exploit that. We will get a goal from a corner if we're good tomorrow. I promise you we will. We have to exploit that. And that's it. That's all I've got. Let me know. Good side, good players, good manager. Really like Carlos Corberan. I'm not going to deny that. I wanted him. I don't think the side's fully suited to him yet. I don't think they're necessarily ready to play his system effectively yet. But they are a good side. They've got good players. They're a good drilled coach side. They still have a lot of weaknesses though, and we have to exploit that. We're struggling with the side at the moment. We have to get through this game. This is going to be a tough match. Get through this, and it's like the end of the tunnel for me. We've got to get through this one tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it. I always am when I watch Leeds. When it comes to the game day, I'm always buzzing. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate the support. See you in a bit.